Can you believe these babies are 30 years old?
Oh my god, no way!
That's right! 30 years ago, some of our favorite Nicktoons hit the scene and made Nickelodeon the cartoon king of the 90s and early 2000s. Nickelodeon! Shows like Doug, Rugrats, and Ren and Stimpy cemented their places in pop culture and a special place in every millennial's heart. But which Nicktoons were the best? With over 50 shows to consider, this one will be quite the nail-biter. In celebration of this 30-year achievement, we bring you the top 10 Nickelodeon Nicktoons of all time. Starting things off at number 10, we have Aaahh! Real monsters! The world can be a scary place, but just remember, they're more scared of you than you are of them. Aaahh! Real Monsters is probably the most underrated Nicktoon of all time. Set at a monster academy located underneath the city dump, the adventures of Crumb, Ickis, and Oblina kept us entertained for 4 seasons. Charlie Adler, the man that has voiced half of the animated characters from my childhood, spearheaded the cast as the voice of Ickis, while his counterparts Christina Cavanaugh and David Eccles played Crumb and Oblina. Whether they were being put in their place by the Grumble, dodging an old-fashioned snorching, whatever that is, or emotionally scarring children for life, they always knew how to have a good time. So to all their haters, please shove your opinion where the sun don't shine.
I love you, I love you, I love you.
For number 9, we head to the fictional city of Dimsdale to see Timmy Turner and the Fairly OddParents. This show got its start on an animated showcase called Oh Yeah Cartoons, after fans voted it in to become an official Nickelodeon Nicktoon. It's worth noting that in its 10 seasons over the span of 15 years, it's the second longest running animated series for the network. Timmy Turner had it hard. His parents were neglectful, his babysitter was so hateful she could have joined the dark side, and he is far from the sharpest tool in the shed. If it wasn't for Cosmo and Wanda, well, really just Wanda, CPS might have had to get involved. Could you imagine Timmy Turner's dad's reaction if Dinklebird would have adopted him? Number 8 belongs to the dynamic duo known as Ren and Stimpy. This Nicktoon was not made for the squeamish, to say the least. Over its 5-season reign, it treated us to all types of disgusting, abstract, and at times straight-up nightmarish adventures. Anyone else remember Stimpy's nose goblin collection?
I picked them myself.
Yeah, well, that's disgusting.
Fun fact, Billy West, who voiced Ren and Stimpy, also did the voices for Doug Funny, Roger Klotz, and Futurama's Philip J. Fry and Zoidberg, amongst many, many others. We learned a few great lessons from our furry friends during their tenure. Stress will drive you crazy. Ignorance is bliss. And most importantly, learn how to smile, because life is filled with happy, joy. At number 7, we have Invader Zim. Often regarded as the darkest of the Nicktoons, Zim gets a bad rap for being too scary for kids. I mean, did he harvest the organs of children? Yeah. Is he guilty of snatching the eyeballs out of a classmate's face? Maybe. But there's a certain type of charm that he has that makes you want to root for him, even though his victory means Earth's doom. I always found it ironic that while Dib was trying to warn everyone about Zim's invasion plan, that same obsession is what led to his alienation. No pun intended. We call it like we see it. And when it comes to world domination, this mission was deemed dead the day they introduced Gur into existence.
Attack!
Yes, sir!
At number 6, we have the urban phenomenon known as Hey Arnold. What sets this show apart from its peers is how relatable it is. Big cities tend to be melting pots of culture, and this was no different for the citizens of Hillwood. These characters had real-world problems that they were dealing with that weren't always so lighthearted or resolved by the end of the episode. Remember when Mr. Wen gave his daughter up to save her life from war? What about the time Chocolate Boy had to fight his addiction to chocolate? My man's was a straight dope fiend. Arnold reminds us all that there are still good people in the world, as he was often there to lend a helping hand whenever someone was in trouble. And that's why he made the list. Plus, 20 years after he debuted, he still has a room ahead of his time. Numero 5 goes to one of the 3 Nicktoon OGs, Doug. Not that Disney off-brand stuff either. We're talking a real deal Holyfield. Doug Funny's journey started in the town of Bluffington, a suburban town filled with a cast of colorful characters. Literally, his best friend was blue. Doug appealed to the daydreamer in all of us. His imagination took us on all types of wild excursions. Remember when he was a backup dancer for MC Hammer? What about that time he landed that fat NBA contract? And let's not forget his alter egos, Smash Adams and Quail Man, with the powers of...
The powers of the quail.
Oh yeah, that's right. Clearly, with all of this creativity, there's only one thing that needs to be said.
Stay off the weed.
In all seriousness, Doug is universally loved because he reminds us all of a simpler time when life had no problems. The number 4 spot goes to the one and only Rocko's Modern Life. As a kid, you watched this show for its silliness. As an adult, you recognize it for its brilliance. Rocko showed us living your best life is not an easy task, especially when everything outside is trying to kill you.
Garbage day is a very dangerous day.
It's a good thing he had friends like Heifer and Filbert to help handle the ups and downs of adulthood. Whether he was trying to survive a routine grocery trip, dealing with aggressive laundry loads, or stopping his crazy-ass dog from killing himself, you could rest assuredly knowing that every day brought something different to the table. So the next time you have a rough day, just remember, somewhere in the world, there's a poor wallaby having phone sex to pay his bills.
Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby.
At number 3, we have the epic saga known as Avatar: The Last Airbender. This will forever be known as one of the best animated series of all time. Its rich storytelling, stunning visuals, and character development led this show all the way to an Emmy. We followed Aang, Sokka, and Katara to the ends of the earth in their quest to end a 100-year war. As the Avatar, Aang has abilities to control elements, earth, wind, fire, and water, and is the key to bringing balance back to a very torn world. No pressure, right? All you have to do is master some superpowers, take out a fire-breathing overlord and his crazy children, and try not to get killed in the process, because that would destroy all the future avatars. Aang made saving the world look easy, but we all know who the real hero was. Shout out to Momo. At number 2, we have the underwater experience known as SpongeBob SquarePants. This is the longest-running animated show in Nickelodeon's history. For the last 22 years, people have been tuning into the shenanigans of SpongeBob, Patrick, and the rest of the Bikini Bottom crew. Whether you catch him at work or running amok in town, one thing is for sure. SpongeBob stayed ready, so he never had to get ready.
I'm ready! I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready.
When somebody's this happy all the time, they're bound to get on somebody's nerves. But even the grumpiest of us can't resist this spongy charm. Life can be a bumpy ride at times. SpongeBob let us all know. As long as you keep a smile on your face and arm and legs inside the vehicle, you just might make it out in one piece. And now it's time for your honorable mentions. Angry Beavers, because they put us all in danger of catching that beaver fever. The Wild Thornberrys, because we really could have used her during that issue with Harambe. Rocket Power, because nobody likes a shooby, so don't be a squid. These have been your honorable mentions. The number 1 spot goes to the busy babies known as the Rugrats. In its prime, this show served as Nickelodeon's flagship program, bringing in huge ratings and merchandise sales as its popularity grew. Tommy, Chucky, Phil, and Lil had our attention from the moment that first diaper fell. Their unique personalities made it easy for their audience to relate to them, as we all saw a little bit of ourselves in each of these characters. Their success led them to spin-offs, multiple movie releases, video games, and everything else being marketable in the 90s could get you. These babies meant business and put the world on notice that they needed some respect on the Orange Splat's name. As a result, we got to witness one of the greatest kids shows to ever take the small screen. In celebration of your 30-year anniversary, happy birthday to you. Don't go growing up too fast on us now. Did you enjoy our list? What Nicktoons would you have put on here? Let us know in the comments below, and as always, make sure to share and subscribe. Till the next time, Scoop Alexander signing off.